Hello, Rent Manager users. Again, my name is Emerson Bostrom, and today I'm going to walk you through Rent Manager Call Center. So Rent Manager Call Center is a fantastic service if you don't want to be stuck with taking those after hours calls during the week and on the weekends and holidays. So just want to show you some basics of how this thing works, and believe me, it is great. So let's take it away. All right, so I'm logged in online to the online portal where you can set some things up. But first of all, I want to show you one thing quickly inside of Rent Manager. I'm at a property, just any property. I just wanted to show you a user-defined field called Rmcc Dispatch Guidelines. And you can put anything in here that you want. And in this particular case, for this property, it says to contact the property manager. And then also there's some other instructions if tenants call in about rent relief to do this or do that. And so basically just want to illustrate that you can customize this however you want. This particular property, they've got a specific HVAC vendor for that property that the property owner wants us to use, and some are blank for us. And so if you're not quite sure what you want to put in here, you can just put please call Emerson for any after hours issues, for example, and then the phone number. There's this is a tool that you could really leverage, and so part of it is to not have to have one person stuck with a job all the time of receiving those after hours calls. But for the purposes of this video, I just want to show you how simple it is to get set up. And after looking inside a Rent Manager, I want to show that there's also a few options. If you've got like an in-house staff, for example, and you have a rotation, and you can set up that on-call user to receive calls, and set by the day. And what we do at Wistar Group is we set this up every week. And so that's just based on the user. The way that you set that, well, I'll just show you where that's sourcing. Like if you're inside of an issue, then it's just going to pull anybody that is listed as a user, like in this assign to dropdown. So that's an option as well. There's some other user defined fields. And you can set this up so that you have so that you give the call center visibility to this information. And we, at a minimum, we like to have key information. So the call center, if there's a need to dispatch a vendor or third party or whoever, then they could assist whoever they dispatch with key information. And this is completely customizable. There's also dispatch categories. This is really cool because they've set up like a boilerplate instruction for when it's appropriate to dispatch. And so it's like the emergency rules. When is something qualify as an event that's an emergency? And so what you can do is you can select their default rules. So here in the HVAC category, here's one option. If the outside temperature is greater than 90, this could be considered emergency, like for air conditioning, or if the temp's under 50. Or here's an option: having a non-functional air conditioning unit does not constitute an emergency. And or you can customize your own. And so if you customize it, then you can just put that information in here, and you can do that for all of the different dispatch categories. So, big fan of the call center. It's something that can allow you to have a life outside of property management, because everybody knows that in property management there's 24/7 work potentially. And so the call center is great about weeding out the calls that aren't emergencies. Essentially what they'll do is they will create a work ticket, work order, and then it'll appear in the issue list. And one of the ways that we've got it set up is we've got a filtered list that we call set scope. That's where we open up a new work order and we set the scope. We legitimize it and then put it into our production line if it's approved. And so then we've got a call center category, so that way we know if a work order is generated from the call center, then we can easily identify that. So I'll be doing another video or two and dive into more of the specifics and details and some of the real powerful capabilities of the service and this portal. Given the fact that it's so customizable, it can do some really cool things. So until the next time, though, I'm going to sign off for now. I hope that this was a useful video for you. Thank you for watching.